Welcome back onto the next edition of Run with Coach Parry. I'm Brad Brown. We've got our running coach, Markus with us. Markus, how's it?
Hey, Brad. Good to be back.
It's good to have you. Markus, today's question I love because I am famous for doing absolutely nothing in the off-season. It is that time of the year. We've had a lot of in the Northern Hemisphere full marathons, the likes of New York and that sort of thing. Here in South Africa, we've just had the Soweto Marathon and Kaapse Hoop. And a lot of people who aren't going on and running a race like Comrades or Two Oceans take a bit of time off, particularly in the Northern Hemisphere over winter. But you can fall into a pretty horrible trap, and I know this because I spend our off-season eating and come back a lot heavier in the sort of on-season, which is not a good thing. But what can you do, and what should you do as a runner in the off-season after you've run a marathon if you want to set yourself up for success going forward?
Brad, thanks so much. I think first and foremost is, yes, one does need time off. But once that is out of the way, for me, I always suggest, make the suggestion to my athletes that they need to work on their speed, especially over shorter distances. One, you don't need all the mileage to work on that. And secondly, the sessions are short, it's sharp, and it definitely has an effect.
As far as taking time off, I think that's vital, Markus. I mean, we talk about it so often here on what we do on the videos and the podcast, particularly around a race like Comrades, where people just are gung-ho about it. But it happens after marathons as well, is you feel like you've built up this massive base of training and you don't want to lose that fitness. So you feel like you almost need to keep going straight afterwards. And that's not really the case. Is you want to take a little bit of time off. You're not going to lose too much fitness. What advice would you give someone who's just run a marathon and they want to keep ticking over? They're maybe not training for another marathon. How much time should they take off before they start picking up again?
So, Brad, for me, it's all about the level of activity leading up to that race. It's really important to take that into consideration. But depending on if it was just a normal running race, if you did it as a long run or if you did it as a race to improve your PB, there's quite a few variables to this question, but most importantly is one needs to listen to your body. It's very important. If there's stiffness, it's one thing, but if there's pain, it's another. Pain, rest longer. If it's stiffness, you can always cross-train, whether it's by means of a swimming session or light cycling session or spin session in the gym. Not a proper spin session with a cadence of 120. That's counterproductive, but it's really important to give your body a chance to recover. Once again, depending on your level of activity going into that marathon, afterwards, I'd like to give my guys, depending on their age as well, 2 to 5 days off, maybe even a week, depending on who they are as an athlete.
And the week after that, are you picking things up as you left off? Is it back to full-on training, or are you easing back into it?
So that's goal dependent, depending on where they're working to from there. But if it's genuinely an off-season, I give them a break, a few days after the race, but not just for that purpose, just for a mental break as well. But then slowly but surely get them back into running, do shorter runs, and then do the odd time trial, just to keep things interesting. And then we get a bit more specific by means of, let's say, your current PB for a 10K is 45 minutes. I'd like to put them on, for instance, our time-based programs of a sub 40-minute 10K. It's just that something in front of their noses that they can keep on chasing without having too much stress of spending hours upon hours on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And Markus, by getting faster in the off-season is going to help you when you start building up to the longer stuff later on, isn't it?
For sure. 100%. 100%.
As far as some of the things that you would do differently, I mean, the faster sort of, you're obviously doing shorter, sharper sessions. Are there still really long runs in those, or are you cutting back on those in the off season?
Generally, we cut back on those. There's no real need to do long runs, in prep. The same duration as you would for long runs in the marathon season. So. I mean, I know of people that, or programs that I've done that does long runs of up to, 2 hours. But once again, it's not necessarily, like I said before, it's not just your body that needs a break. It's your mind that also needs a break. Make use of your spare time, spend more time with your family, or go do stuff that you can't usually get to do. But yeah, it's a valid question.
Yeah, and hang out on the dark side for a while.
One time. Don't eat too much.
Markus, as always.
That's a really important thing. It's because it's off season. many people make the mistake of really picking up too much weight. And if you can watch that component of your training, it'll be so much easier easing back into training. So yes, let go, but not for a month at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I speak from experience with this, Markus. It's easy when you're training for a marathon or for an ultra marathon because you're putting in lots of mileage, and you can almost eat what you like because you're burning it off. But when you stop training like that, unfortunately, the appetite generally doesn't go away. So you can't eat like you're training for an ultra marathon if you're not training for an ultra marathon. That's been my big lesson learned.
Well, as long as the lesson was learned, I'm happy.
Markus, as always, great to catch up. Thank you so much for your time here on this video. Don't forget as well, if you are looking for some help in a structured training program to not only help you run better but improve your times, all you need to do is head over to coachparry.com/join. Go check out our online training platform. We've got over 50 training programs in there. There's over 500 podcasts and videos, as well as 5 coaches in our active forum to help you answer your questions and help you achieve your goals. So go check it out. You can access it through our website or on our iOS or Android apps, and it's all available for you right now. coachparry.com/join. And then just finally, don't forget as well to check out our weekly audio podcast where we do a one-on-one coaching call with someone from that online community. Every week as well, we announce the winner of our Biogen Journey promotion. You could win yourself free access to the Coach Parry online platform. All you need to do is let us know what you're working towards. Tell us your goal. Tell us a little bit about you, and we could be selecting you as a winner. All you need to do to qualify is make sure you use the hashtag Biogen Journey. That's hashtag Biogen Journey on any of the social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll pick it up from there and we'll announce the winner on our next audio podcast. It could be you. Until next time, from myself, Brad Brown, and Markus van der Kerk, it's cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, Brad.